Have you ever wondered how in-game purchase revenue compares to merchandise revenue in a gacha game? What is a gacha game? For short, gacha game is kind of free-to-play game that incentives players to spend real money in return for chance to open a loot box and receive a randomly selected virtual item. That is literally gambling. So you might not be surprised that it earned $50 billion by 2022. But what is the point of the gacha game? Why people willing to pay for this? Let's talk about in-game purchase first. So you might not imagine that in-game purchase in gacha game are actually rooted in effective embeddings. A paper published by Singapore Management University points out that online video games have that capacity to take us into different emotional territories more than any other medium, and that gacha game add a new layer of meaning to those affective outcomes by generating positive affective outcomes. These outcomes emerge from multiple aspects of gacha games. Their aesthetic style, the randomness and excitement of opening loot boxes, and the cultural influence surrounding the games. As the article states, the appeal of the logic is rooted in effective embedding. Winning a virtual reward produces this embedding, which becomes a sought-after state for players seeking to realize an immediate version of itself. In other words, gacha games do not simply push players to spend money, they reshape the meaning of winning. Instead of economic gain, winning becomes an emotional payoff. Therefore, the motivation to spend money in gacha game is different from gambling. It is part of what authors call an economic desire. Whether players are pulling for characters, buying skins, or completing collection, this spending can be understood as pursuing aesthetic completion and emotional satisfaction rather than monetary reward. However, you might think, the gacha game and its merch are different. How can the motivation for gacha game purchase be related to buying its merch? Well, think about this. Have you ever bought merchandise for your favorite band or sports team? Both kits share the same foundation for emotional connection and identity expression. Fans are willing to pay not just for the product itself, but for what content makes them feel. It helps them relax or escape daily life, gives them something to look forward to, provides topic to talk about with others, and create a sense of community and belonging. Let's go back to the question I asked at the beginning. How in-game purchase revenue compares to merchandise revenue in a gacha game? Since the merch of the gacha game is actually bought by the fans of the game, actually an extension of the emotional payoff of the gacha game. In this case, the merch should be gain lesser revenue than in-game purchase from the gacha game. And if you use the data from the actual life, it will give you the same answer. I will pick the data of Arknights, which is a popular gacha game from China. Comparing the revenue of the merch and the in-game purchase in July 2025. As you can see on the screen, the revenue earned is not even close to the revenue of the gacha game purchase, and the in-game purchase revenue only counts the revenue from iOS. So that is all for this video. Thank you for watching. And if you have any question or anything you want to discuss, please comment below. And if you want to watch more video like this, please subscribe. See you next time.